been a bit.
All right, what's up, Lemonheads? Welcome everybody to the Evening Juice with Lemon City Live. Sorry if my voice is a little hoarse today. I'm a little under the weather. Not COVID, tested negative. Thank you very much. But it is episode 30, season 8, episode 30, the Evening Juice with Lemon City Live. If you're watching on our Facebook or on our Twitter at Lemon City Live or on the 5 Reasons YouTube network. Shout out to 5 Reasons Sports. All right, homies. How you guys been? I'm joined here by Xavier Guerrero, or X gonna give it to you right there, or Gabe Wright Sports, our official Canes and Florida Marlins beat writer right there. How you guys doing today?
Great weekend.
Yeah, good. Looking forward to the weekends.
Yeah, man. There we go. Xavier, he always joins me to talk about the teams that actually win. Right? That's Inter Miami and the Miami Dolphins, which is, it's kind of weird that we're gonna talk about those teams in a winning capacity. But hey, man,
hasn't happened in a while, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Xavier, you must be our good luck charm. Gabe,
For sure.
bro, you cover Florida Marlins and Canes football. Not a good look for those teams as of late, but
not a good look.
We'll get into that now, man. We'll get into that in a second. Of course, we're gonna start off the show with phonies and who's got the juice. All right. I mean, for me, I want to go first with my juice, man. I think it's obvious, bro. You got to give it to Tua Tagovailoa, man. What an amazing performance. Of course, it helps that he's got the weapons that he has now, but he did the damn thing, bro. He threw for 6 touchdowns. You know, he tied Dan Marino for the franchise record. Not only that, this was the all-time, if you follow fantasy like I do, this is the best fantasy football performance by a quarterback in fantasy football history. How about that?
A make-believe world. Wow.
Yeah. Right? Isn't that insane?
Amazing.
Yeah, man. So Tua's got my juice today.
No, definitely to come back, being down that much, he could have quit, but he showed his leadership. He showed what he's made of there. So hopefully he'll quiet some people down, although it doesn't seem that way. You can still hear people complaining and saying that it wasn't, such a great performance. But the hate is real.
Yep. All right, who do you got?
Okay, me, I'm going to go with the guy, the man, Gonzalo Higuain. He does it again. I'm sticking, Inter Miami related. He scores the game-winning goal in 94th minute, extra time. And it's his 11th goal in the last 13 games, I believe. The guy's in a flow, in a zone, in a rhythm. He shows up in the best moments, and it's amazing. He's having an amazing run. I don't know if it's his last dance. If it is, he's doing amazing, and he's got the juice, man.
Yeah, man.
That was a must-win game against DC United. It looked a little bit iffy. The team, I don't know why they start out slow, but I do know that if there's a moment someone is needed in this season, it's been Gonzalo, and he showed up and he did it. And he makes the goals look easy when they're not, and he did it. So Miami's in 7th place.
How many goals did he score?
In this game, he only scored 1.
Okay, Campana
had the brace, came back, started, had his 2 goals. But I'm gonna go with the old man over Campana because of the importance of the goal, the moment, and because of the streak. I mean, it's 11 and 13. He's putting up Messi-like numbers, like these guys that are on another planet.
Average
like
more than a goal per game.
That they're from another planet. Well, he's putting up those numbers, and it's amazing. It's great. So that's my juice.
What I love is that they're Inter Miami. They seem to be getting healthy and hitting all the cylinders at the right time, right? They with this win, they moved up into the playoffs. We'll talk a little bit more on that later, but they moved back into the playoff picture, and they got their main guys back, man. So we'll get into that in a minute.
In a few.
Yeah, Gabe, you got your juice?
Yeah, I'll give to the Miami Dolphins that come from behind win. That was good, man. I didn't expect that, so that's my juice right there.
Nobody expected that, man. They were down by what, 21 in the
they
fourth
were down
quarter
by a lot, and then they scored, and then they exploded for 28 points in the fourth quarter, and it's like, whoa.
Amazing.
Against a good team. Against a good
team. I mean, Lamar Jackson was on that team and got me 48.62 fantasy points, which, by the way, helped me beat Achilles, which I think I just found my phony. But yeah, my juice there goes to the Miami Dolphins. They're 2-0 now, man. I'm really excited that they won that game, and hey, maybe Gus is right. Maybe they're going to win at least 10 games this year.
All right, well, we got to go back to that episode where I called it.
Well, let's see. It's early, bro. It's early.
But I got to bookmark that.
Get too excited.
I got to book.
It's a tough schedule, yeah.
Yeah,
but it should be right. It should be. They won 9 last year, and the team is better, but the schedule is tougher. 2
straight winning seasons. That'll put you in a tough schedule. So we'll see. All right. As far as phonies, bro, I'm gonna have to give it to my guy Russell Wilson, bro. What are you doing over there in Denver, man? 2 straight
not much
terrible games, and I'm only giving him the phony because he's one of the quarterbacks on one of my fantasy football teams, and he's just, man, giving me eggs. Not really eggs, he's putting up like a little bit of points, but God, he's not even looking great over there either, man. And it doesn't help that he lost Jerry Jeudy, and I guess he's still getting accustomed to the system over there. Maybe he's getting mismanaged with the new coaching staff and everything. But yeah, man, you gotta figure it out. Hopefully, he can turn it around going into the next couple of games in the season. Xavier, who you got for me, bro?
My phony is phonies is in the Oregon BYU game. The students, the small section or crowd of students, wherever it may be, it was probably a little bit bigger, not so small because you could hear in the stadium, chanting "F the Mormons." It was, it's horrible. It hasn't made huge news. I don't know why, because we talk about everything is hate now, and that's hate. That is direct hate.
That is not cool.
They're young. Maybe some people are drunk, but when you drink, it only lowers your inhibition. It shows who you really are. That was awful. So they're my phony, and also the media, because look, a lot of people were not aware of that, and it should be made a much bigger. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
so that's awful. That's awful that these kids, these people were blatantly showing that hate at a football game, at a family event, in a college game. It's awful. And if we don't put a stop to these things, it's going to get bigger and worse.
I can think of 3 occasions this past weekend where we saw that, because we saw it at the game that you're talking about. We saw it at the Inter Miami game where that DC United player, who's, I'm not even going to mention his name, how he said a racial slur in the middle of a game. Allegedly, they haven't proven it yet, but that's what they're saying. And we saw it at the Madrid derby, where Atletico Madrid fans were yelling racial slurs at Vinicius Jr.
That was awful.
That's
outside
terrible,
the
man.
Stadium, it's loud, and everybody joining in, and it's horrible. It's horrible, and it seems to be getting worse. Like there's no respect towards anyone anymore, and now everybody is subdivided into groups, and we talk about hate for some things, but it's out there. It's out there, and it's rearing its ugly head, and these organizations need to do something about it.
Yeah, man. I'm switching my phony to all of those people, bro. All of those people are just spewing that hatred bullshit, man.
Absolutely.
Gabe, what you got for us, bro?
All right, so my phony isn't for someone that's heinous, but it is. You know what? I'm gonna give this one to Achilles. I'm gonna give this one to Achilles.
What?
Achilles is 0-2 right now in our fantasy league.
Oh, Achilles, notoriously bad at fantasy football. Achilles.
No, but I'm going to give you a little secret. I haven't done my roster yet in the season, and I'm 1-1, and I somehow completely destroyed Achilles in week 2. Lamar Jackson did a lot of the work, I'll admit, but It's
Dude,
like, how do
Lamar
you lose to
Jackson.
somebody that hasn't even set their roster yet for the season?
But Achilles, he's not a football guy. He doesn't like it, right? I remember the episode we're talking about it.
He's knowledgeable about it. Achilles can talk football with the best of them. He just doesn't like the
watching,
sport because of the there's terrible people playing football. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. I get that. It's just that I don't know, man. 0-2, losing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty much at their low point. How bad could it get for Achilles this season? In fact, I want to know how many times he's going to change his roster this year. I mean, what's the over and under on that? What do you think, Xavier? What's the over under on that? 6?
I have no idea. I've never done fantasy football ever, so I wouldn't have a clue. But I'm hoping I'll be cheering for Achilles to come back in the season.
We all will. He can't have another bad season, bro. It's a bad
another one. How many has he had?
I'm telling you, Achilles is notoriously bad at fantasy football. It's the funniest thing.
So why don't we just relegate him and put in somebody else?
You put up because it's an easy win, so everybody wants him because they know they go up against him. It's a W.
So that's what we want him for free wins. Yeah. I got you. I see horrible,
Achilles. It's funny because he knows football. He's knowledgeable. He knows what's going on. Just for some reason, I don't know.
It's hard to put a team together then, right? You're always attacking these general managers and all these people.
Yeah,
it's not so easy.
Exactly.
Speaking of, at least I can say I've won 2 championships. So not in a long time though. I'm like the Dallas Cowboys of the fantasy football world. I haven't won in a long time.
When fantasy football first came out, he won like the first one, and then he hasn't won again.
There you go.
I won.
Speaking of not winning in a long time, let's talk a little bit Canes football, Gabe. You were at you weren't at the Texas A&M game. You were at the previous game, but obviously you cover the Canes for us. Give us a little bit of insight as to why they lost this past weekend.
Well, I'm gonna be really honest with you. That was a learning experience for them. It was also a game that showed how far along they're progressing, which is not too much. But I'll be honest with you, it's not so much that the Aggies were better than the Hurricanes. It's just that the Hurricanes beat themselves. They kept stumbling. Yes. They kept making all sorts of mistakes. I mean, if you take away about 2 of those mistakes, this could have been a completely different outcome.
Bro, those 2 mistakes at the very end of the game on their last drive when they got called for holding like twice.
Second to last. It was they started off like at their own 28, and then they moved up to like the Aggie 47. Right then and there was 3 penalties, 2 holding penalties and an illegal formation penalty. That killed the drive. And yet they still got another chance, which was the last drive. It ended up being a turnover on downs, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
TVD hits his guy, which he had been struggling to hit his wide receivers all night, but it goes right through Brashard Smith's hands. It hits him in the face, like his face guard. And I was like, man, you got to make that catch. And that was it. That was pretty. Those last 2 drives are symbolic of that game for us. That is how it all went down.
They really should have won that game. Everything was lined up for them to get the upset win. Not really an upset win because A&M is another team that's not really great this season. They were ranked way too high at the beginning of the season, apparently, losing to Appalachian State and barely beating the Miami Hurricanes. But I guess they're gonna move up Did they move up in the rankings? I haven't checked the rankings.
Slightly. Only like I think one spot, and then UM dropped like I think like 12 spots or something like that.
Yeah, they were like 24th if I'm not mistaken.
In that game, UM basically dominated every statistic, every category.
27 first downs, 391 yards. I think
field goals. You missed field goals. Yeah. You drop the ball, penalties. I mean, they did everything to kill themselves because they moved the ball up and down, and the defense actually didn't look horrible, But I don't think
except when David Akane had the ball. There were some plays that he's going
to be playing on. He's going to be playing.
He's really, really good.
He's going to be playing on Sundays. I haven't
mentioned that,
but there's no excuse for that.
Yeah, there's no excuse. Like the guy's really, really good and explosive running back. He's really fast, but I'm telling you, man, he made our defenders look silly. Like there's his 26-yard score. I mean, he made us look like a JV team on that play.
Yeah.
The defense was good throughout the night. They kept us in the game, but there's like moments that it's like you want to kind of like facepalm and look down and be like, is this really happening to us?
Man. All right, so let's talk TVD, Tyler Van Dyke a little bit. Excuse me. Kane starting quarterback, right? I said that he looked like the only competent guy on the offensive side of the ball. you guys disagreed with me. All right, tell me a little bit why. Admittedly, I didn't watch the first quarter, so maybe I only saw when he actually turned it on. Go ahead, Gabe.
Well, he wasn't hitting his guys all the time. Granted, the wide receivers had their own difficulty getting open. There was certain plays that he would just stare at his wide receiver instead of looking around to see all his options. So he would see his first option, and instead of looking elsewhere to see if he had better options or somebody else open, he would just throw to that guy. He almost got picked off twice. And yeah, it's just surprisingly, he never got sacked, which is really a credit to the O-line. You would think that the way that he struggled last night, he would have been hit at least once. But no, he was pressured, but he was never sacked. And I don't know, he just hasn't been playing well. This is like his second disappointing start.
He can move. Like I saw him scrambling because like you said, he got pressured. And the guy, he's not out there. He's not Tom Brady back there. He can scramble. He's got some moves. Obviously, he's not Lamar Jackson or anything, but I was surprised. I didn't know. Yeah, nobody is. I was surprised that he's got a little bit of jets on him.
I just wish he did it a little bit more often. But outside of that, he made some good connections. He connected with Elijah Arroyo with a nice pass. He made a couple other connections of some nice passes. But overall, man, when you don't hit that end zone, because they never scored, all their points were via field goals. When you don't hit that end zone, it's just not a good night. Not a good night. You don't win like that. And if you look at the stats, it's like how Xavier was saying. If you look at the stats, I think it was 27 first downs. They dominated time of possession. They 27 first downs, dominated time of possession. The quarterback never got sacked. And they generated 391 yards in total. Like, let me put it like this. If you compare the stats of the two teams and hide the score, 9 out of 10, you're probably going to say, oh, Canes took care of the Aggies, or, oh, they blew them out, or this and that. And then when you, like, pull the curtain and see that they lost 17-9, if I'm not mistaken, it's like, oh, wow. That was, to me, like the example that stats aren't as important. I put more emphasis on the penalties. We committed a lot. I think we committed like 7. That cost us. Third down conversions, we weren't that good. It's like those kinds of stats is that we should be looking at, because we just saw it. We almost generated 400 yards and came away with no win. We never scored.
No touchdowns.
With a big
touchdowns. Against a team like the Aggies, we have to get in that end zone, and we just didn't. A lot of the reason is because it was self-inflicted. Like I said, penalties, drop passes, that kind of thing, lapses that just cannot happen against a team like Texas A&M.
Seems like it's the never-ending story with the Hurricanes, where we go to season hype thinking they're back, they use back, this and that, and then a big game comes up and they just lay an egg. Tyler Van Dyke that you asked, to me, I'm watching the game and I thought he's injured or something's not right. In a couple of plays I saw him run and I didn't think he was himself, because I know last season he ran a couple of balls into the end zone. He's got some speed. He's not horrible. He just didn't look himself on the throws. The way he was moving around. It just, to me, the eye test. I don't know if he's hurt or not, but he didn't look like that. What was projected to be maybe like a top 10 quarterback going into the draft if he declares.
Yeah,
he didn't do himself any favors in my eyes in regards to that. He still got all the tools. It's only one game. The season's very early. If he turns it around and changes everything going forward, then we'll forget about this game and just say that it's a young team. They went on the road and they just laid an egg because they made too many mistakes. And
not only that, he didn't have his boy Xavier Restrepo, because going into this game, that was his most reliable wide receiver.
Yeah,
and now he's out for like 6 weeks due to a foot injury.
But I don't think
that's going to hurt them.
Yeah, with the offensive play calling, though. The offensive play calling to me was very, very blah. It was very basic. I mean, I just didn't think that they let loose at any point. Maybe because they didn't really have the receivers that they trust.
They don't. That's what I'm trying to say. Losing Restrepo is going to be a big deal for them, because
but you gotta, your offensive coordinator, you got to do something. Then you got top. Yeah. They have top tight ends. Then start, run the ball and put 2 tight ends. Do whatever you need to do to work with what you have.
Yeah.
And they should have won that game. That's what upsets me. They played bad. They didn't play, disciplined. They made too many mistakes. And they still had a chance to win that game. They missed field goals that were very makeable. You know, and they
which is
still had a
surprising.
chance to it.
Borregales is supposed to be one of the better kickers in the country. I don't know why he's missing.
No, it's just one of those games. He's normally reliable. I think he missed only 4 field goals last year, but he missed 2 here, left 6 points on. Actually, no, he missed 1 and the other got blocked. That's not his fault. That's the line that's supposed to keep those defenders off. But we left 6 points on the field, and that was crucial because we didn't lose by much. If you take away one of the blocked field goals or one of the missed field goals, and you take away, let's say, Henry Parrish dropping a pass that he had a good chance of scoring on, or Tyreek Stevenson messing up on that punt. Take away those, no, that was huge. That was 7 points that they pounced us for. If you take away those 2, this would have been a completely different result. The Canes would be 3-0, and that's the most frustrating part. It's like I said, everyone is saying, and they're convinced about it, the Aggies didn't beat us. We beat us, and it's true. I mean, look, you just got to go back and see all the mistakes we did. It's incredible. It should, like, the amount of mistakes that we made, you would think this would have been a blowout, but no, the defense kept us in there, and we just couldn't get that break. In fact, towards the end of the game, they messed up a punt return, but we just couldn't get it, and that was our break. That was our chance, and we had plenty of opportunities. We just couldn't execute.
A&M had great stadium, great fans. I think it was full. I think that's the best part of that team right now because I don't think they're anything out of this world.
107,000 people went to that stadium. That's a lot of
crazy. I have friends there, and they said the atmosphere was amazing, that the people were excellent. The people were very courteous, excellent, treated them great. And that's awesome. That's the way it should be, right?
That's the way it should be.
I hope we treat them the same when they come down here because we're going to play them. I don't know if it's next season, but we're going to be playing them at home also. So hopefully, we give them the same treatment. We have a full stadium and we're great with them. And then UM wins the game.
Yeah,
that's the most important bit right there. UM wins the game, hopefully.
Exactly. All right, Gabe, we're going to get into some Fins. I don't know if you want to stick around or not.
He's wearing his 54, man. He's wearing Sac
I know. There we go. All right, let's get into it. We touched a little bit on it in the beginning of the show. Miami Dolphins came away with that epic come-from-behind victory. They were down 21 points in the fourth quarter. Not only that, Lamar Jackson had a perfect quarterback rating at the half. Perfect. And the Dolphins still came from behind and got that victory.
He needs to get paid.
Lamar Jackson does need to get paid.
He needs to get paid.
The last reason why they lost that game. He's the very last person.
Pay the man, bro. Pay the man. Yeah. That's why I drafted him. Everyone's like, oh, let's see if he takes the money. I'm like, man, I'm drafting him because he's going to play his best and he's going to shut up everyone and be like, man, pay the man.
Yep. 100%, man. Look, there was so many crazy stats that I came away from in this game. One of them is that this is the second largest come from behind victory in franchise history. They also came back from 21 down against Buffalo in 2005. That's all. 2005, like maybe that doesn't sound like it was that long to some people, but man, that was a long time ago. It was 17 years ago, dude.
Gus. Thank you for making me feel old. I was a senior.
Yeah, and somebody that was born that year is a senior in high school now. How about that? You're old, motherfucker.
Well, if I'm old, what does that make Edwin then?
Oh, ancient.
I'm older than all of you, so it doesn't matter. But I look younger, so that's what
you take care of yourself, bro.
Yeah, man.
You gotta show us your tricks.
Your age, if you asked me to guess your age right now, I'd be like, "Oh, you're in your early 30s."
Yeah, not quite.
Oh man,
it's the genetics.
All right, another one.
That was an amazing game.
Yeah.
For everything that you said, I mean, you're pissed watching them, thinking they laid another egg. Thinking the Canes just let us down. Now the Dolphins, you're pumped. You're thinking they're gonna go and do something because they beat the Ravens last season and an upset. And you're thinking, well, there's a chance. And all of a sudden they start playing bad. Tua throws, his picks, and without words, right? And then all of a sudden, something happened. Tua, well, They went into the half. The coach, whatever he did, whatever
Yeah.
Mike
The adjustments.
McDaniels, the man, he's already going to be a legend. Two games into his career.
Oh yeah.
The man came out, and his play calling, his offense, all that is great. But Tua took it to another level. Tua showed that he can be a leader because the team rallied around him.
Yeah.
And there was Waddle said that on the last drive, he pumped them up because he had everybody in the group, and he said it's either them or us. Like and Waddle said that hyped them up, and they moved it down, and he put some balls there.
Yeah, he threw some dimes, bro.
The national media is talking
deep dimes too.
Colin Cowherd saying that those were wide open, busted coverages. That if you're in the NFL, anybody should be able to make those throws. But then you look at some of the throws he made. I mean, the pass to Gesicki is good. Even though the one to win the game with Waddle, there's several throws during that game where he puts them in a spot where only the Dolphin player can get it.
Yes,
and they're in a bubble surrounded by Raven players. His move where he turned in a touchdown, where he just turned, left the defender his dust, came and put it there. He showed something.
And he practiced that move because I saw.
I saw the Perform guy put it on the Twitter.
Big O. No, Big O shared it. I saw it on Big O's Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, he shared it. He's we used to do some work with Big O up on Onside Radio. He shared it, and yes, it's amazing, bro. You get to see the work come to fruition, and that's what you want to see with all the athletes that you root for, man. So Tua, you get
2 snaps and your backfield leg.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, the kid deserves it, man. The kid deserves it. He's been questioned for every single thing, and critiqued like no one else has, and he's beat Herbert.
Still going to be, which is the worst part.
He could, you know what? But continue to question him as he continues to win. Awesome. I love it. He has a better record than Herbert. He has a better record than Burrow. He's beat, those guys. He's beat Mahomes. He's won big games. Now he started the season, pretty good. We talked about it last week. He had 270 yards, and people were criticizing him. And the season before, if he hit 200, we're happy because it was all like 120, 140, 150, whatever. He started with 270. Now he had what? How much was it? 479?
469.
469.
Yeah, bro. He was 36 of 50.
6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns, bro. That's incredible.
There's something there, man. That you're just not just a joke, and all of a sudden you can do that. Any person that makes it to the NFL obviously has talent, but the kid did it against a tough team at their house, down. With the hope was down. I wonder how many fans actually stayed to watch the game on TV, here, and saw this comeback because it was. I was pissed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was pissed. I was like, man, we got whooped yesterday. Now we're gonna get whooped again today, and I didn't expect that. But now we're gonna have to expect different things from Tua, I think.
No, that's the if you're a Miami Dolphins fan who's too young to remember the days of Dan Marino, this is the biggest win in your life. This game right here. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, all three of us are old enough to remember Dan Marino's time here in Miami. But if you're younger than that, man, you know what I mean? This is the moment that you're going to look back to if the Dolphins do go on a run. This is the moment where everything changed. On Sunday, Tua became a man. Okay? He became a man. We're going to look back at that game as the pivotal point where the franchise took a turn for the better, hopefully.
Dude, and the cheetah and the waddle, man. It brought me back to Duper and Clayton. I remember I used to play out in the street
Marx brothers
and hold the ball and jump like Marino and say Duper, Clayton. I remember the great games against the Jets. I remember last minute throws. That was the time. That was the time. We never won a Super Bowl. We lost twice, but we haven't gotten back. So maybe this time we'll go back. Why am I saying we? I don't play for the Dolphins. Maybe the Dolphins will go back and win it this time. Well, I'm a fan. I can't hide that. I can't hide that. I'm a fan, but I'm really happy for the coach, for the organization, because it looks like they finally got it right. Because they talk about the quarterbacks like 18, 20. I don't know how many different quarterbacks it's Marino, but how many coaches have we had? So many coaches. And this guy finally looks like he could be the real deal. We had a good coach just before him for Brian reasons Flores. Out of his control and that situation that happened. He had to go, but this guy looks like he's great, and he's a media personality. He's a dream, right? He talks, he's open, he's like another player, and he seems to be really good with his players. And
the guys like him. Tua likes him. He's got a good relationship with Tua.
He gave him the confidence. He gave him the confidence, dude. He gave him the confidence, and he's playing like it. Plus the tools.
Yeah. He's
giving him the tools.
Exactly. Man, I got something else for you guys over here. All right. So it's the first time in 12 years that a team comes back from a 21-point deficit in the fourth quarter. All right. From 2011 through 2022, teams trailing 21 or more in the fourth quarter had a record of 0-711.
711.
There you go.
Now 1-711.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And who won? Tua did that.
That's
that
right.
they have those Biden stickers when on the gas. Now they're gonna have to put some stickers. Tua did that.
They should.
Tua did that.
Oh my God! All right,
I got make a shirt. Somebody should make a shirt of that.
Hey, don't give too many ideas. We can do that. That'll be a Lemon City Live special.
Yeah, man. Hey, what I like is that they spread the ball around. Like, if you look at it, Tyreek had 11 receptions, 190 yards. Jalen Waddle had 11 receptions, 171 yards. But they finally got Mike Gesicki involved in the offense. Right?
That's my guy, man.
Yeah, bro.
He's a good
I love
player.
I love Gesicki.
I hope they don't get rid of him because they kept talking, not the coach, but like the media that since he doesn't the guy's a stud, man.
He's a stud. Yeah, bro. Offensively, the guy, you have to utilize him. And the fact that we have three weapons like that we can use, like, you can't double team everybody,
we got
bro.
more than three, dude.
Of course, we got Raheem Mostert too.
And
Mostert
had the receiver, the other receiver, the one who came from Dallas. What is this? Cedric Wilson? Is that his name? Cedric Wilson, the receiver that came from Dallas. That we got. He's
Cedric Wilson.
He's really good too.
Yeah,
so
he didn't do anything though.
He will.
Yeah,
give him time, Gus. They can't do heroic things every single game.
I know. But look, bro, Raheem Mostert is another burner. If you ask Mostert, Tyreek Hill, and Waddle, who's the fastest player on the team, they're all gonna say themselves. The three of those guys, they're all super fast, and they all think they're the fastest guy in the field, which is incredible to have three guys like that.
Maybe in the league,
maybe even in the league, yeah.
Because Tyreek says he's the fastest in the league.
Yeah. I bet you if they do a baton relay with every NFL team, the Dolphins will take it for sure.
I was actually thinking of that as a halftime show, they should have a little race at the end of the season, assuming we're out of the playoffs or whatever, because you don't want them to get injured.
Why would you assume that? Get out of here, bro.
Okay.
Mute him now. I cannot believe you said
You're
that.
muted,
man.
Gabe.
We just started 2-0.
Seriously.
I'm saying we again, but I can't help it.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it for you, Gabe. During the Pro Bowl, when all four of our guys
don't you dare, because I think I know what you're about to do.
They'll make that an event at the Pro Bowl instead of playing that dumbass Pro Bowl football game that nobody likes to see. It's boring. Just make events, make skills challenges, do a baton relay.
Now that you said that,
they used to do that. They used to do that years ago when I was a little kid. You remember?
Really?
They used to have the athletes would have certain track and field events and stuff, and they would go against each other. I don't remember what it was called. I'm gonna have to go back into the scribes of Google, but they used to have these events like that, and you had these athletes going against each other.
That's cool.
And
they need to bring that back because I haven't seen the Pro Bowl in more than 10 years.
Too much money now. Somebody gets hurt, something happens. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, man. But yeah, bro. Look, Raheem Mostert, man. The guy, he had 51 yards rushing and 28 yards receiving. That's a good day. And he wasn't even the third best offensive weapon on the field. It's kind of hard to expect the team to do this every week. But if they can do half of what they did every week, we're gonna have a winning season again.
As long as the defense stays healthy
Yes.
and
honestly,
the guys are still...
there were a lot of people shitting on the defense this week, obviously because Lamar Jackson balled out, bro. He had a perfect game.
He's a former MVP. He's not a scrub.
Exactly. He would have done that to any team in the NFL this week. If he plays that same game, he does that to every single team in the NFL. There's no team that would have been able to, huh?
Yeah, if he played everybody this weekend with that performance, he would have beaten most teams.
And Xavier, remember last week when we did the show, I told you the only way the Dolphins are going to beat Baltimore is if they score a lot of points, because you're not going to be able to keep Lamar Jackson down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's exactly what they did. They went out there and they outscored them. That's the only way.
Yeah.
All right, next week. Next week we're at home. Dolphins are at home against Buffalo. That's a real divisional test right there.
Another tough game. We talked about this at the beginning of the season, that we said during the first 3 games is going to show what kind of team we have.
Yeah.
Who's the Dolphins hater?
I'm assuming he means Achilles.
Oh, Achilles is a Dolphins hater?
He just hates football in general, so he's
that's why he's 0-2 in fantasy. That's why he's 0-2 in fantasy.
Yeah.
That's why he's 0-2
we talked about
fantasy.
it, right? We said the first 3 games are going to show what type of team we have, and so far it shows that it's a team that can compete with the best teams in this league, because the Ravens are one of the best teams in this league, and now Buffalo is one of the favorites, if not really is the favorite in Vegas to win the Super Bowl. So let's see how it goes, and Miami has them at home, and let's see what they can do. Let's see what they can do, because it's another really, really good quarterback coming out there. And let's see if Tua can match up. Tua can have another, have back-to-back good games. I don't expect 400 yards, but I do want a good, solid game. No mistakes, no silly interceptions, none of that.
Yeah. Don't force the ball.
Yeah. Run, throw it away when you have to. Run. I want to see him get out of the pocket, get some yards.
You need quarterbacks to be patient, but with the speed that this offense has, you don't have to be that patient. Your guy's gonna get open rather quickly. So I think that works out in Tua's favor.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they win and they're 3-0?
Oh man,
I can imagine.
The city will explode.
Yeah, the hype would go through the roof.
Yeah, bro, there's gonna be a hype train.
When was the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game? Was it 2008? Can you check that? I think it was 2008.
I think it was even before that, man.
Oh, or made it to the playoffs, yeah. Because I think the last
playoffs. It was.
I think the last game was where we had, what was the running back's name? We ran for like 200 yards. I think it was against the Colts, and they won. I think that was their last playoff win.
I'll tell you right now.
But if this town, this state,
2016 is the last time we made the playoffs. We lost to the Steelers. 2008 was the time before that. We lost to the Ravens. 2001 was the time before that. We lost to the Ravens. And 2000 was the last time we won a playoff game against the Indianapolis Colts.
22 years. Look how far back I remember, because I remember I forgot his name. The running back had like a breakout season
at winning bowl games.
A great season.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a long time. This city will go crazy if something great happens.
Was it Lamar Smith?
It was Lamar Smith. He came in and had like his breakout year with the Dolphins.
Incredible,
like a stud.
2000, bro.
I can't believe all this time has passed by, and I've suffered so much.
22 seasons.
Yeah.
It's like you've been in jail and you keep marking the X on the wall for every day. So like the whole house is full of X's.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's incredible.
20.
Got it. That's jail for a Finns fan. Imagine for a Marlins fan. Then again,
the Marlins won
a World Series in 2003.
And they beat the Yankees.
Seriously, dude.
At their house.
Yes.
At their house.
And that was when I realized how much Cabrera was going to be a monster player.
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera, in that, like, he was a rookie, and we're not talking about that now, but I'm just having great memories thinking about the Dolphins. So they're giving us some hope right now, and we need that. Man. We need that.
For sure. All right. Let's look ahead a little bit. What do you guys expect coming into this week's game matchup against the Bills?
They gotta control Stephon Diggs. The defense has to keep,
it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have Xavier and Howard on Stephon Diggs the entire game for sure, and they might have to double him up a couple of times.
But you got to keep an eye on Allen because Allen hurts you with his, so when he does run, they got to make sure they bang him up really hard.
Yes,
and because he makes mistakes too. He makes mistakes. If you put some pressure on him, he'll throw it up and he'll make some mistakes. So if the defense
he gets solid, saved by his athleticism a lot.
He's improved.
Yeah.
He's improved a lot from his first year, but he still tends to make some mistakes.
Yeah.
If they put the pressure on him, if they keep him in the pocket and get to him, they need to hit him a lot. I think the Dolphins have a chance. It's at home. It's hot.
Hopefully it's hot. Hopefully it's the hottest. What day is it? It's the 24th. It's the 25th. Hopefully it's the hottest September 25th on record.
On record. When was the last time the Dolphins?
They've got to dominate time of possession. They've got to impose their will early. They have to set the tone early.
Run the ball a little bit too.
Run the ball.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to run the ball at all against Buffalo. Like, when was the last time, Mr. Conductor there? When was the last time the Dolphins beat Buffalo? It's been a while.
It has been a while. Let me see. I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
It's been too long that we can't even
that.
remember. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's been so long that I can't remember. And they've whooped us a few times already. They physically manhandled the team. So that's another thing. The Dolphins have to match and go beyond that physicality. And I think they have the guys to do it. I think they have the guys to do it on both sides of the ball. I mean, Teron Armstead is keeping Tua. Although he's keeping Tua clean, although you want the other guy because he's lefty, but he looked good. He's controlling his player. He's doing what he got paid to do.
Yeah.
So, and that Greg Little in this game actually, came in for Austin Jackson, who's hurt, and did a pretty good job. So they just need to be able to run the ball. I think that's the next progression.
You know what? I think it was Josh Allen's rookie season. I think it was his rookie season
the last time we won
in Miami. Yeah, and I remember I was at that game. Josh Allen at the end of the game had a chance to win it. He threw like a Hail Mary to a former Dolphins tight end that was now a Buffalo Bill. I can't remember his name. But
I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name too. But
they didn't complete the play, and the Dolphins won. I think that's the last time we beat Buffalo.
That's a long time ago.
21-7.
Yeah, man.
I think in 2018. And the last time we swept the series with the Bills was in 2016.
Ugh.
Look at
that.
So,
they're a tough team for Miami.
It could start right now. We can change it around right now.
Good luck.
Yeah, they're solid. They're solid. But we got to make a statement either way. Like we said, if you lose, I'm not saying that they are going to, but it's got to be tight.
Yes.
Tight. 3 points, a field goal, something. Play, but they're at home, so let's go for that.
What's Vegas? What's Vegas opening up with? Like, what are the odds on that one?
The spread, I don't know.
I don't know either. I can look it up real fast if you guys want to keep talking for a little bit.
I'm actually kind of interested what the spread of that game is.
I would assume Buffalo is favored at least by 2.5, 3 points. Because
I'm gonna say
home,
probably 4
more.
Yeah, I'd say about 4 points around there.
You don't think Miami got any respect?
Yeah.
Well, what is it, Gus? Is it 4?
I'm looking at a 3-point spread.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think Miami got a little more spread. A little more. It could change based on the gambling, what people put their money on. But I figured that much because Miami's got to get a little respect, and they're at home. The weather,
and they're at home.
Yeah.
The team, the defense is tough. We talked about it last week. Miami's got ballers all over the field, and I don't think they're going to give up another 38 points. So
I don't think so either.
I don't think Tua's going to put up 42, but I want to see how he comes out with that newfound confidence. Because when you have that little confidence in that pep, things tend to start going your way. Sometimes, like the ball bounces your way, right? It's like you will it, and he gets a lot of criticism, that Josh Allen doesn't get. You know, he'll make a bad throw, like against you know, he'll make a bad throw, and there's an excuse for everything.
And you know, just to piggyback off what you said, a lot of goodness comes from being confident, like because a lot of mistakes come from hesitating, and you hesitate when you're not confident. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely, you're tight.
Exactly. So if Tua loosens up, he sees a play that he normally would avoid, but he thinks he can make it. He'll make the play.
Dude, but it's McDaniel, you know, with that confidence and the cheetah. Woo! That guy's brought in a swagger, and he's fit right in. He's fit right into Miami immediately. I don't know where I saw it on the internet, some sort of meme or something. Like he's already a Miami legend. Like just because of the interviews and the crazy stuff he says, and it's awesome.
No, he's wearing Miami style clothing, shades, and everything.
No. Where has he been all his career? He should have been here always.
He's fitting right in.
I know.
He should have been here always, dude. But I'll take the next 4 or 5, hopefully 4 or 5 top years from him, and a couple of championships, and he'll definitely be a legend.
Yeah, man, that'll be amazing. And listen, we got the cheetah and we got the penguin. We need to make some Metro Zoo shirts.
What's the? Oh wow, we're coming up with some good ideas tonight for sure.
Yeah.
But what's the dance for the cheetah? What does he normally do? Because the Waddle is the perfect.
The Waddle's,
But what do you do for the cheetah?
Jalen Waddle, the cheetah. I don't know. You got to run fast.
He does that all the time. Yeah. He does that all the time. That guy is fast. When you're a pro player and you make other fast pro players look a little bit slow, you're fast. Which is great. It's amazing. I'm so hyped. Can't wait for the game.
Yeah, me too, man.
Momentum is a precious thing, and they're carrying a lot of it against the Bills. So it should be a close game. It should be a really good game.
But so are the Bills. You know, they're also 2-0.
Yeah.
One team's coming out unless there's a tie. One team's coming out undefeated.
Exactly. And the Bills week 1 they beat the defending Super Bowl champions. Week 2 they whooped them. Ass. And week 2, they whooped the Titans, who have Derrick Henry. They kept Derrick Henry to how many yards did Derrick Henry had? He had where is it?
Yeah, Buffalo's real. I mean, Buffalo's
25 yards for Derrick Henry, dude.
Damn, that doesn't sound right for Miami. So luckily we got that offensive guru that's gonna come up with some game plan and move and shift people around and do all these crazy stuff where hopefully they won't figure it out. And Tua is on, and the defense is on.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
the defense is gonna have to play a little better. They honestly, you gotta give the defense some credit because they had that goal line stance in the first quarter that really prevented Baltimore from just running away with the game at the very beginning.
Yeah, that changed. I mean, they still put up 38, but
it kept them at bay for a little bit. You know what I mean? They could have ran away even more than the 21 points that they were ahead. So got to give the defense a little bit of credit. You know, they're a good defense. They went up against Lamar Jackson on his best day. You know, so
which is pretty much every other week.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially in a contract season.
I can't think of off the top of my head when was the last time he had a bad game.
I don't know.
Playoff Lamar's where sometimes he has bad games.
Yeah.
I'm talking about season Lamar, not playoff Lamar. Playoff Lamar is like Houdini.
Playoff Lamar is the one that's going to get paid. So.
Exactly. All right. Let's move on. Gabe, we're going to talk Inter Miami. You want to stick around? If not,
football.
Different
football, and now we're going to talk football.
I'm gonna move out then because my thing's foosball. Not football. So I'm gonna take exit stage left right here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, man, go Dolphins and go Canes and go Marlins.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Take care.
Have a good one, Gabe.
Take it easy, Zach Thomas. Bye.
All right, X gonna give it to you. It's time, bro.
Where's the music?
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it. Edwin hasn't uploaded it, man. Can't help you.
How many programs are we gonna go with this?
Hey, Edwin likes to have the control right in front of him. He doesn't like to divvy it out.
No.
Yeah.
He doesn't delegate authority, huh? Ni
No.
modo. Oh yeah, we had another comeback win, but this one filled with controversy
Yes.
against. They went to play the last place team in the Eastern Conference with the need to win. They needed the 3 points if they want to stay alive in this race. And initially, it didn't look great for Miami. I was watching the game and I thought DC United was a team that wanted to be in the playoffs because they had like the this They were going out there fighting and going for the balls.
Yeah.
They're waiting. They had
I saw your
control. They were
article.
controlling him. They're controlling the game, and I was a little disappointed, but I wasn't surprised because Miami has been that team, pretty much the whole season. And in the games where they start fast, at the end they let the other team tie or something happens. It's happened a couple times. So that consistent effort throughout the whole game is still needed. But Washington gave them a big test. Miami was able to withstand. They were able to go up there. They're not a great away team. They have a great home record, and they have a very bad away. So if they were decent, they'd be further up. They'd be like fourth or third, I would say.
Oh, for sure. Let me ask you about that specifically before we get into the DC game. What do you think it is about this squad that makes them really good at home and really terrible on the road?
That's a good question, man. At home, obviously, you're sleeping in your bed here. You're comfortable. It's a place of comfort. The fans, the stadium's not super packed, but I do tell you that La Familia and the guys are that play the drums and do the chants.
Supporter section.
We're there in the press box, somewhere like in between, and they're right there off to the left, and you always feel them and you always hear them. And that hypes you up. And we got players that feed off of that. So I think at home and the weather, obviously, it's hot, it's humid. Even if it's nighttime, even if it's night, it's hot and humid, and they're used to it.
Yeah.
Right now in the travel, that your guess is as good as mine. I think they should at least be decent, right?
Yeah.
But it tends to happen where when you're away, for some reason, the home team, either a little home cooking. One of the things they talk about in soccer is like referees tend to, favor the home team because you feel the pressure of the crowd. But that didn't seem to be something that really happened that made a difference. I don't know. I don't know why they're not better. Away from Miami.
Has Coach Neville talked about that at all? In any of the post-game press conferences, has he mentioned it at all?
What he's mentioned is like what we all know is that they need to play better. They need points.
Yeah.
So they definitely needed this game, and they went and got it. And it's happened. They needed points against San Jose. To that point, they had only won one game all season on the road. They went over there. They got the points that they needed. They went to DC. They got the point that they needed. The fashion wasn't, the look of the team wasn't the best, but you have to look at the positives, which is they never stop. They never give up. They never give in. They never stop to the last moment, till the whistle's blown. And they find a way to get through, to pull through. And Gonzalo's doing it. Gonzalo's, the face was supposed to be the face of this franchise. And he's living up to it right now. He really is. And he's doing amazing. He's making goals left and right, goals that are not some world-class goals, because a couple of those free kicks that he's made are world-class goals. And then even
from way outside the 18.
And just the way that he rockets it. Like, not too many people in the world make those type of goals. And the goal that he made against DC United, finally Yedlin gets up there, gives a perfect pinpoint pass into the middle, and Higuain comes in and he just does the love tap, boom, and puts it in there, and that's hard. That is hard. A lot of guys might mistouch it, hit the pole too close to the goalie, hit it over, because there's a lot of pressure. He's pressured on the play. It's not as easy as it looks, and he does it, and he's done it time and time again. So hats off to him. That's why he was my juice this week.
Nice, but, man. So let me ask you. We also got Campana back from injury, and he comes in. I mean, he had played in the previous game. He came off the bench, but this one he got to start, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you do with injured guys. You don't throw them in right away. You test them out 30 minutes, see what's going on, and
then he went in and he put up a brace, no?
Yes, sir. Campana, Campapi, like some people call him. Campapi. The man came in. The man was only 21 years old. The kid looks like he's like 27 physically.
No way. 21.
He's only 21.
Do we have him on? We have him on loan, right?
Yes, but there's an option to purchase option.
They better
on him.
keep that. Guy,
that's man. A big. There's a lot of big. This will be on another show because there's a lot of big decisions. That need to be made with Inter Miami to keep a certain core, because this core is building something special.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's just a lot of decisions need to be made. But he came in, he looked strong, he looked healthy, and he scored. He scored. He makes a difference with Gonzalo, because now the center backs they just focus on Gonzalo and whack Gonzalo all day. They have to focus on Campana, who's a little faster too. So it gives that balance. They balance each other very well. He's a young, fast guy, and he's just like Gonzalo. He can score with his left, with his right. He's very good in the air with the headers. He adds a very good dynamic going into the last couple games, and I believe they're going to make the playoffs. Going into the playoffs, the team is going to be at full strength. Hopefully, there's no injuries. They're going to go at full strength. This kid was injured, so he missed a few games. His body's well rested. So, and all that is important. Gonzalo needs a rest too. He's been playing lights out. I don't think he's going to rest. Just knowing the type of competitor and the type of person that he is, that guy, he's leaving it out there. At other points during his tenure here in Miami, it didn't look that way. But from a certain point of the season on, it flipped, it clicked, something happened. Of course, I know Pozuelo helped when he came, but even before Pozuelo came, Gonzalo was already clicking, and then Pozuelo coming in gave him the extra boost, to do what he needs to do, because Pozuelo gives it to him like this, like, here you go, go, make the goal, here you go. And a guy like Higuain, if you put it in his sweet spot, he'll put it in, because and that's what's always made him a great striker.
That's what she said.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to score. That's why those guys get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, man.
The strikers are the heroes. They play horrible the whole game, and the last minute of the game, they score a goal.
Yep.
They score one goal, and they're the hero. And then as a defender, which we have to talk about the defense. The Miami defense has been a little off.
Bro.
They
I told somebody.
I
told somebody today on Instagram that Damian Lowe hasn't been the same ever since Memphis Depay put that little spin move on him in that exhibition game, bro.
Oh, I can't believe you said that. Well, look, as a defender, like I was saying, you can play and I'll give you a perfect example with the man you just talked about, Damian Lowe. Against Orlando City, Damian Lowe was one of the best players on the field. He was playing a great game.
He was.
And then all of a sudden, an own goal, they cross it, hits his leg, goes in, they lose 1-0. I think even, was that game before or after the Barcelona? I don't remember.
It was before.
So I was going to tell you that, to me, that was one of the points where maybe mentally it got to him a little bit. Yeah. But he's still, I call him the Jamaican king, because he's still that tough guy in the middle defense that adds that temperament, and he's got quality. It's just sometimes,
he's good, man.
For a fraction, he's a very good player. He's a very solid player. I just wish Miami would have been able to use McVay and him together for longer periods, and had a solid left back. Yeah. So they didn't always have to put McVay out there, because I think McVay is a very, very good center back. He's a good left back. He's a very good player to be able at 6'4", play out there with those little wingers all over the place that they drive people crazy. It's not easy, but we need the defense to be strong. We need the defense to be strong for Miami.
All right. Let's I wanted to ask you about your guy. I forgot what you called him. Emerson Rodriguez. What was his nickname?
He's been put on the shelf. No,
Yeah,
well,
man. He didn't get on the field this past game.
Rayito. He's been shelved. Rayito, and that was Bryce Duke who gave him a name. That was in the interview where he said Rayito. Yeah, one of the interviews he called him Rayito. He's been on the shelf. He's been put. I think he's there, and at some point, he might come back on. But they brought Coco. They have Lassiter.
Yeah.
Indiana has been a guy that
Vasiliev has been on. He's been on
lately. He's gotten better.
Yeah. The past few games, he's been playing a lot better.
Yeah, and he's got the coach's confidence because earlier he wasn't playing great, and yet he still gets a lot of time. The thing with Emerson is his style of play is a little different.
Yeah,
I said he's irreverent. Like he plays that like that gambit. He likes to take people on, and sometimes he might hold it a little bit too long, or sometimes he make the decision's not there yet. I love his potential. I see that a lot of people knock him. A lot of people think he's not very good. I think he is good.
Yeah,
he's young. 21 is not young anymore for a professional because you got 16, 17, 18-year-olds doing great things on the pitch for other teams.
Yeah,
but some people are late bloomers. I think his bloom could be really special. I think he can be a special player. But let's see what happens with him. But he's there. He's on the shelf, and he's available when they need him.
Yeah,
change of pace player.
Yeah. Hopefully they won't need to have a change of pace, and they'll just beat everybody from here until they're lifting a trophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from your mouth to God's ears. Let's see.
Yeah, bro. All right, so we spoke about the team last week. We said we needed them to win one of the away games and then both of their home games. We already got that away game. What do you think they're gonna do heading into their next game against Toronto? Toronto had some drama this past weekend. I don't know if you saw it. They lost, and Michael Bradley was running his mouth, criticizing the play of his team. So I think that's
great for us.
Not exactly. It's
that's
not
great for Miami. They need to go in there and win that game.
Yeah,
they need to go in there and,
on the road
and win that game and keep rising to the occasion. Keep lifting the team towards the goal, which is playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. This team believes that. They're not just saying that, and I don't just say it, because I'm a fan. No, I'm a writer first, and I analyze, and I've seen this league, and I've said it before. I don't see a Real Madrid. I don't see a Barcelona. I don't see a Manchester City team that obviously you look at them and they're just way better. I think that on any given day, a team like Inter Miami can beat any other team in this league. So will it happen? I don't know. It's been a very, very roller coaster, up and down season, but it's been a special season. It's been a very interesting season. And I think it could get even more interesting, once they make the playoffs. They have a chance. They have a chance. They need to go in and beat Toronto.
Yeah. And look, and right now, Miami's in a very favorable position because they hold the 7th spot, the last playoff spot, with 42 points.
They're in control.
They're in control. Yeah, exactly. Columbus, the same amount of matches played, also with 42 points. We hold the tiebreaker, so we have control. And the next team is Atlanta United, who has 40 points, so they're in striking distance.
Yes,
but we have a game in hand against them. They've played an extra game,
right?
So
right. They're in control for this spot. They're in control for this spot, and it's funny because when we were, in the last game, the Columbus game where they won. Some of the colleagues, the writers, were talking about this stuff, and some guys said, we need to win 4 the next 5, or the team needs to win 4 the next 5. And me, like, I'm like, where are you getting these calculations? I said, look, with that victory, and then in the win on the weekend, they can pass Columbus. Because I thought I had chalked Columbus to lose against Portland because I thought Portland would do it.
Yeah.
And they got lucky because Portland tied on the last play of the game,
Ooh.
basically. So, Miami. So that's where it's part of these things are falling into place. And there's something, like I always said, there's some sort of vibe with this team. I don't know what it is. There's something with this team.
It's that Hialeah brujeria.
I hope not. I hope not, because that comes to bite you back in the ass. But there's something special about this team to come back so many games, and after the 80th minute to score goals late, for little things to happen to them in their favor. So the argument was, they need to win 4 of the last 5. And I told them, man, by this weekend, they could be in 7th place.
Yeah.
And they're not how I thought. I thought, and it ended up happening, but it's not because I'm a genius or anything. I just said there's multiple scenarios, and one that can happen is this, and it just happened. It happened, and I thought it could because of the opponents and who each team was playing, and it's direct head to head. But there's something. So
long story short, we have the best Inter Miami beat writer in all of South Florida.
Who's that?
The rest of those guys don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say all that either. I wouldn't say all that.
You don't have to say it. I said it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's just, I try to see the sign of the times, the things in front of me. I try to see what's in front of me, and then I imagine a bunch of other things, and they've been happening. So it's worked out great. It really has, because when I went back and I did the synopsis on the season, I looked at some of the stuff I wrote, and like early in the season, I said, hey, they need to get the playmaker that's a difference maker that can give Gonzalo balls and have Gonzalo, with his 2 speedy wingers, and let him be that center guy, and hopefully he can come back and be the goal scorer that he normally is, and it's happened.
Yeah.
And so but it's not, it's things that you see, because the guy had to come back. He said it himself. He had to come back and set up other people, and that's not his game. He's got such quality, even at this age, where he can do that. And he did it in this league. But that's not him. He's up there, put it here, and I'm going to put it in there. That's his job. That's what he's really, really good at. And he's showing it. But, we haven't talked, I don't know if it's on the thing, but we haven't talked about that dark incident that happened in the DC game.
Yes, we mentioned it a little bit at the beginning of the show. Tell me a little bit about what happened.
Okay, I don't know. During the game, we were in the dark as much as anybody else watching. We weren't sure why the game was stopped. You see that Damien Lowe and Fontas had like a little run in, but all of a sudden this moment, the game stopped. Talking to the coaches, talking to the players. And I tweeted out, it's like, I wonder what's going on, because this looks like a high school game where the referee's talking to everybody, putting everybody together. It's like when when some drama's happening in a game like that, the ref will come call them, hey kids, come over here, guys. Let's keep it clean, let's play, boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, well, is this a high school game? What's going on? This doesn't seem normal. Yeah. And then once you get into the press conference, the coach opened up immediately and talked about it and let us know. Like, it was the incident, the racist incident, the way he said it and the way his demeanor was. I mean, this happened.
Yeah.
They're investigating it. They followed MLS protocol where they talked to everyone. They supposedly checked the VAR and there was no, they couldn't hear it. They couldn't, Right. So there's an investigation ongoing right now. But Fontas put out a statement denying it completely, saying that he did not say that word, that he hates that. And I'm paraphrasing here. That's a despicable word. He would not use that. That he has friends of different cultures, religions, skin colors, and all that, and he respects each one. And so that's not him. But on the other side, you have Damien Lowe, and then when the Yedlin talked about it, he said apparently Damien heard it as he was walking away, and then Mabika came up to Fontes and told him, "What did you say?" And Fontes was kind of like down, like he regretting it, if so. And then everybody was pissed, and the guys got together, which is another incident for the team. They got together and they basically agreed that if something wasn't done to with that guy, the team was going to step off. Imagine that they step off and they forfeit the game. Yeah. That and that shows, and it's the right thing to do, right? Yeah. Because that is more important than the game. The respect,
Exactly.
the respect, the dignity, the values, you know, that you have
100%.
to have is bigger than the game. But it
Yeah.
shows how united each team is. And I said that Inter Miami is a team that has players, you know, from all over the world. You
Yep.
know, Finland, Sweden, Jamaica. We have Mexico, Argentina, Colombia. Obviously, the
Ecuador.
American-born players, Ecuador, the coaches from England.
Yeah.
Like it's an international, just like our city,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
International, and those guys are like brothers. And
Yeah.
I think that, and I asked Jalen about that. I think that moment, that dark moment, like they said it was, made that bond even stronger. It's one of those where you're with your buddies and you have to throw down, because I thought there was going to be a fight or something. I mean, from on TV, I was like, "Yo, these guys are going to scrap." Where they all banded. They're like, "We got to throw down. We're all going to throw."
Yeah.
So you know, that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" But it's a bad look for Fontes, which is a very, very good player. He didn't, right away everybody jumps and says he's a racist and all this. And I'm watching the game and I watch the highlights after, when they're celebrating with Benteke, he's hugging him, with the African American players. I would love to see, one of them speak out.
Yeah.
I guess you don't do that to your teammate.
Yeah.
But if he is, it's bigger than just being a teammate. You have to speak out if that guy is like that. And if he's not, you should back him up. But that's just me. That's just what I think. I don't think that's going to happen. But what I did right at the end is the eyes of the world are on the MLS right now for this, and they're looking to see how this is going to be dealt with. First, the investigation needs to be thorough, transparent, and it needs to be, this is what happened. Because right now, I went back on the MLS website. I Googled some stuff, and the news is all over the place, all over the world.
Yeah.
But I go back to the MLS website, and I can't see anything saying directly. Maybe I couldn't find it. Maybe it's there, but I couldn't see anything. I saw the statement that the league put out, but I couldn't see like a story or anything saying, this occurred and the league is doing this. I didn't see it on their website. I did see, other people writing about it. But I wish it would be addressed and it would be made, clear. This happened in our league, and there's an investigation and it's going to be taken care of. And they need to, because if they just sweep it under the rug,
that's going to be a very bad look for them.
And like Yellen said, it's all bullshit then, because you have the T-shirts, getting on the knee, and everybody we're together and we're banded, and then it happens, and if you put it under the rug. And we're saying if it happens, because this is a legal matter, and it has to be proven innocent until proven guilty. The guys, the way that the Miami guys were acting, it seemed like this did happen.
Yeah.
But you have to wait for the official investigation, and I hope if he did do it, I wrote about that. I said if he did do it, I would hope that he repents, regrets, has remorse, and reaches out to Damien and apologizes, because I haven't heard about that, like in other instances where this happened, where a player would do that. I would love for him to be able to reach out and for Damien to get that phone, hash it out, clear him, say what he has to say. The other guy, admit to it if he did it, and say that that's not him, and whatever they need to say, that hopefully it's true. Hopefully it's true. And they can hash it out and leave it behind and close that and show that in these moments, a good thing can come out of it. If this guy is that person, that racist or whatever, and he realizes, dude,
it needs to be a learning moment, is what.
Exactly. It's what I'm trying to say. For I was totally wrong. This is not who I want to be. This is not what I really am, and I screwed up. Can I move forward? He's got to get punished regardless. Yeah. But I wish that would happen to show the world that
it's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. Yeah. But hopefully people can change.
Yeah.
Hopefully people can change.
Definitely. All right, man. Predictions for next week's game: win, loss.
They have to. They have to go into Toronto. They need to start stronger. I don't know. The lineup they put where they had the two strikers, normally they play with wingers, so the ball goes out wide. They put the two strikers, our two best strikers, and then they put who I think are our two best creative midfielders together, Pozuelo and Duke. And initially it didn't seem like things were going, in their favor. Then it started getting a little bit better. He made a few subs, and at the end the team won an important game that they needed to win. So I think they can do it again against Toronto, especially with the controversy that you're saying, and they're basically eliminated. They're out. So they're playing for pride. And if they're pissed at each other, if they're mad at each other, maybe we don't know what team they're gonna get. We thought Washington was the last place team and was gonna be, DC United was gonna be easier than that. It wasn't gonna be that much, and it was hard. But they grinded and got it. So they need to if they win this game, I think that's it. They're in. So they need to
because in the last two games are at home where we play well.
Yeah, two tough teams though. Orlando City is playing great, and Montreal is one of the top 4 teams in the league.
Yeah, Orlando City just beat Toronto 4-0.
Yeah, so Miami needs to get that.
Yeah,
they need to get that.
Yeah, man.
And then I thought you were asking. Are you asking about the Dolphins too? I think that Miami. I think that Miami can take it.
You think Miami can beat Buffalo?
I think they can. But you know what? I'm going to turn no optimist. I've been thinking for like you just said, for the last 22 years that they haven't won a playoff game or whatever. I've always been hopeful, but this is one of the best teams I've seen, because I remember the Marino years with the great offense, but not so great defense. I think they're pretty balanced this time, so it's going to be a great game.
It will. It's going to be a battle for sure, man. And hopefully Tua's on top of his game. If they lose and Tua looks good, and they don't lose by a lot, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He was making
as long as he keeps growing. As long as he keeps growing.
He was his decision making, because he was making he was making some nice throws, man. They knock him, but I think he does pretty good.
Me too.
He's a pretty good player.
Me too.
All right, bro.
Man. Thank you for joining us, Xavier. We'll see you next week. Yes.
God willing, of course.
All right.
It's always fun.
All right, Lemonheads, thank you for joining us. If you missed the show, or if you caught the tail end and you want to listen to the whole thing, feel free to check us out wherever you get your podcasts. Go ahead and subscribe, give us a like, do what you got to do to help the show grow. And if you can, you can go ahead and donate some funds. Donate some funds to your Lemon City boys, man. We do this for free for you guys, but you can always go ahead and slide us a little cash app, right? You'll
a little
see it
juice
right there. Yeah,
a
man.
Juice.
Yeah, bro. Your little $sign Lemon City Live, PayPal, Lemon City Live. You know where to find us. There's the info right down there. So, all right, guys. We'll see you next week to hopefully talk about another Dolphins victory.